Coming up on Mountain News at 5:30, one person is dead, 5 others wounded after a shooting at a high school in Iowa. Plus, hundreds of pages of court documents are unsealed related to the case against Jeffrey Epstein.
Plus, Mother Nature is starting 2024 on a busy note. Your first alert forecast on the way as Mountain News at 5:30 starts now.
Dedicated to Southern and Eastern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News at 5:30.
Good evening, I'm Steve Hensley. Authorities in Iowa are investigating a shooting at a high school northwest of Des Moines. Police say a 17-year-old student opened fire, killing a 6th grader and wounding 5 others. CBS's Michael George reports.
Police and emergency crews surrounded Perry High School, about 40 miles from Des Moines, early Thursday morning, responding to reports of an active shooter.
They immediately made entry and witnessed students and faculty either sheltering in place or running from the school.
Once inside, officers located multiple people with gunshot wounds and quickly found what appeared to be the shooter with a self-inflicted gunshot wound.
The shooter has been identified as 17-year-old Dylan Butler, a student at Perry High School. Butler was armed with a pump-action shotgun and a small caliber handgun.
Police say a 6th grader at Perry Middle School was killed.
This community has been through tough times before and have rallied together. I'm sure this time will be no different.
The incident occurred just as students were returning to school for the first time since holiday break in what residents say is a close-knit community.
Everyone knows each other. You don't really expect anything like this to happen.
Authorities are looking into social media posts the shooter made in and around the time of the shooting to determine a motive. The FBI is on the scene and is helping in the investigation. Michael George, CBS News.
Officials also say they found an explosive device at the school during their search, which was rendered safe. Several Maine courthouses were evacuated due to a bomb threat. The Cumberland County Courthouse was evacuated around 10 this morning after a bomb threat had been emailed to the courthouse. Officials say the Capitol Judicial Center was also evacuated due to receiving a similar threat. Due to a generic bomb threat made against other courthouses in Maine, government officials say they evacuated this courthouse as well as a precaution. Of course, there have been other bomb threats around the country in recent days, including, of course, one at the state capitol in Frankfurt yesterday. Officials with the White House say North Korea provided Russia with ballistic missiles and launchers recently. White House officials say the artillery was being used in Russia's war against Ukraine, some of which Russia has fired into Ukraine. National Security spokesperson John Kirby called North Korea's move to transfer arms to Russia a significant and concerning escalation.
Russia has become increasingly isolated on the world stage, and they've been forced to look to like-minded states for military equipment. As we've been warning publicly, one of those states is North Korea. Our information indicates that the Democratic People's Republic of Korea recently provided Russia with ballistic missile launchers and several ballistic missiles.
Kirby also confirmed Russia has been working with Iran to purchase close-range ballistic missiles. An update on a murder mystery in San Antonio, Texas that left a pregnant teen and her boyfriend dead. San Antonio police arrested a teen and his father Wednesday in connection to the deaths of 18-year-old Savannah Soto and 22-year-old Matthew Guerrera. 19-year-old Christopher Persadio is accused of killing the couple during a drug deal gone wrong. A judge set a $1 million bond for him during a hearing today.
Well, we are on sunset watch this evening. Check out this awesome view from our camera at Buffalo Mountain. A beautiful sunset back in the distance. That temperature also already chilly at this hour, down to 36 degrees, 37 for Harlan. Also Jonesville, already below freezing for some areas in Southwest Virginia, down to 30 for Wise, also 32 in Clintwood. We are drier today, also more clear as we go into this evening, all thanks to an area of high pressure. As we zoom out, you can see high pressure sitting over Chicago. also Illinois and Indiana, and that will continue to control our forecast as we go into tonight, also by your Friday. So more dry weather is on the way as we go into late tonight and Friday, and as a result, those temperatures are cool as you wake up and walk out the door. Most of us in the upper teens and lower 20s. So be sure to remember those furry friends, also your pipes, as temperatures are well below freezing as you wake up on Friday. More dry weather tomorrow thanks to high pressure, but big changes are looming by this weekend, also into next week. All those details coming up in just a few minutes. Steve?
Cameron, thank you. Turning now to the case against Jeffrey Epstein, hundreds of pages were unsealed last night from a civil suit involving Epstein's accomplice, Ghislaine Maxwell. They include names of people not accused of wrongdoing and at least one former Epstein employee facing new claims. CBS's Nancy Chen has the story.
Former President Bill Clinton and Britain's Prince Andrew are two of Jeffrey Epstein's most high-profile associates, publicly named in the more than 900 pages of mostly unredacted documents released Wednesday. In a 2016 deposition that wasn't unsealed until yesterday, accuser Johanna Schoberg says she was with Epstein, Ghislaine Maxwell, and Virginia Giuffre in 2001 when she met Prince Andrew at the millionaire's Manhattan home. She told attorneys that when they were taking a photo, I sat on Andrew's lap and Andrew put his hand on my breast. Giuffre previously said she was forced by Maxwell and Epstein to have sex with Prince Andrew when she was 17. He denied those allegations and told the BBC in 2019 that he didn't know Giuffre.
I have no recollection of ever meeting this lady. None whatsoever.
You don't remember meeting her?
No.
They settled a lawsuit out of court in 2022. While the documents help flesh out what many have known about Epstein for years, it is unlikely that the revealed names will lead to more legal action. For example, later in her deposition, Schoberg discussed former President Bill Clinton. She did not accuse him of any wrongdoing, but said that Epstein told her one time that Clinton likes them young, referring to girls. Schoberg also said she had dinner with magician David Copperfield, who was not accused of any wrongdoing, at Epstein's home. She said the star asked her if I was aware that girls were getting paid to find other girls, but testified he told her no specifics about that. Also included in the documents are new details about former Epstein employee Sarah Kellen. Throughout the court records, she's alleged to have directed payments to certain women, scheduled massages for Epstein, and met with alleged victims at his home.
CBS News has reached out to Prince Andrew and Sarah Kellen about the allegations in these documents and to Bill Clinton and David Copperfield. We have not yet heard back, but Buckingham Palace previously told the BBC Schoberg's accusations that Prince Andrew groped her were, quote, categorically untrue. In 2019, the former president's spokesperson said Clinton knew nothing about Epstein's crimes. And in 2020, a representative for Sarah Kellen told CBS News that Kellen herself was a victim of Epstein. She knows the pain he caused and deeply regrets having any part in it. Nancy Chen, CBS News, New York.
Donald Trump's legal team is asking a federal judge to severely sanction and possibly hold in contempt special counsel Jack Smith and prosecutors in his office. They say Smith and his team continued to submit filings in the federal election interference case following a stay order from the judge. The judge issued a stay in the case after Trump appealed her ruling dismissing his claims that presidential immunity protects him from prosecution. A group of Illinois voters have asked the State Board of Elections to take Donald Trump off its 2024 ballot. The group wants Trump barred from appearing on the primary and general election ballots because of his alleged role in the January 6, 2021 U.S. Capitol attack. The challenge in Illinois comes as the U.S. Supreme Court is widely expected to review a state court ruling in Colorado, which found Trump is ineligible to run for office. House Democrats say documents show China spent more than $5.5 million at Donald Trump properties while he was president. That's the largest total of payments made by a foreign country known so far. It includes payments from a state-owned Chinese bank accused by the Justice Department of helping North Korea evade sanctions. While he was in office, Trump's lawyers said Trump planned to donate foreign profits from his hotels to the U.S. Treasury Department. A Florida man has been arrested for reportedly threatening to kill a member of Congress. U.S. Representative Eric Swalwell confirmed the report in a post on social media. So the 72-year-old Michael Shapiro called the California Democrats' office on December 19th, leaving several voicemail messages with the threats. According to court records, in one of the messages he left, he said, quote, "I'm going to come after you and kill you." Shapiro has been released on bail and has an arraignment set for January 24th. Coming up on Mountain News at 5:30, the start of a new year is a great time to reflect on family and finances. Tips to help you tackle debt and reach your 2024 financial goals.
And all eyes on this weekend system, timing out those rain and wintry mix chances after this break.